Hello everyone, I am Tacet, and today I'm going to be going over the Money event in which the Merchant Prince is added to the game. So let's get into going into them. So brown, blue, trait stones. These are going to mainly be used for two troops, Emperor Corvash, which you'll likely use within Guild Wars, as well as a Behemoth, which is currently the tankiest impervious troop. So those are the two things that you would mainly use the brown blue for. As far as the troop itself, it destroys a row and column for only 8 mana, which is one of the lower mana costs for it. And then it gains a huge amount of gold, and it has a boost ratio based on every single red it hits. Basically, within 2 casts, it's pretty much guaranteed max out gold. If you get lucky enough, depending on how many reds are on the board, in a single cast, you could end up reaching your max capacity of gold with his ability. So pretty nice. And as far as his traits, he does have Merchant, so he'll be able to get that 25% extra gold cap for things that scale off of it. He also has Greedy, so he'll be able to get the gold even quicker if that already wasn't quick enough. Essentially, he's only ever going to be used with things that scale well based on gold. This, as of currently, is really only Bonnie Rose at the moment, so not really too much diversity as far as what you can use him with, though humans do have a bonus this week, so if nothing else, at least she does have the bonus as well off of part of it. So speaking of the bonuses, let's actually go through all of them. Of course, there is a 25% bonus for all Darkstone as well as all humans. Mainly, you're going to be using the human bonuses for the most part because there's definitely more humans that are good than Darkstone troops. The only excessively good Darkstone troops that are likely going to be used this week are Scion and Guild Wars, because it's just a staple of Guild Wars these days with the mana drain in first slot due to its final trait. The Anointed one, which is going to have 50% this week, which is going to be pretty good in Skull Spam teams, and the Corrupt Sorceress, which is going to be used as a really good summoner, plus it can summon a Anointed one, probably going to be used on all brown and purple Guild War days for that. As far as event keys, not really that good of a week to spend it. I would not really advise it. The only thing that is good within the drop table is there is a chance to get a Scion. Scion, of course, is really popular in Guild Wars for the purpose of mana draining, and it's mainly used in first slot. If you don't have the trait stones to get it, then you might as well not even attempt getting it. But if you want it for collection purposes, then spend again event keys, though this is a really poor value week to spend it, so I would not really advise it unless you desperately want yourself a Scion. Better just saving your event keys for later. As far as the bonuses this week, we do gain 400 gold for using the Merchant Prince, and this isn't just for PvP, this is for Explorer as well. And let's just go into any Explorer battle, and there is a relatively okay team that we can use with this. It's Princess Elspeth fully traded, Rowan Array preferably fully traded, though any green troop would work if you didn't have it, and the Merchant Prince, of course, just for the bonus. So all we have to do here is just use Princess Elspeth on the array, hopefully get an extra turn, cast out, and then boom, we win. As simple as that. Not the absolute quickest thing out there, but it does at the end of this battle, as the event says, gives 400 extra gold. So as you can see right there, 935 gold for that battle. That is not too bad given how quick that can be done. And you would essentially just keep doing something like that, very similar over and over again, and you could get yourself quite a bit of gold this week. As far as the event objectives, as far as the snot gems or the event gems, whatever these things are called these days, but all we have to do now is for these is do a bunch of treasure maps. So it is a pretty good value week to do treasure maps because you'll be able to get a lot of extra gems, keys, and some Demonstraxias. Demonstraxia not really used too often, though it is the lowest mana cost troop as of this current moment that has the capability of burning all enemies. So that's one of its only real benefits as of this moment. But for the most part, Demonstraxia isn't really used. 25% bonus, I guess maybe we'll make it slightly more useful. But generally, it's not really worth using, not worth trading. There's plenty of other Reddit yellows out there, so I wouldn't really bother. But hey, 3 free copies is 3 free copies. But yeah, as far as all you have to do for that, just go into the treasure hunt. Just go and use any standard map, and every 10 turns you do will result in 1 gem. And if I'm... Whoa! That cascade! That came out of nowhere. Wow. But yeah, unfortunately, every single one of those cascades doesn't count as one. Unfortunately, it's every turn counts as one. So that was not like 10 right there. That only counted as one, even though it went on for pretty much forever. That was one of the biggest cascades I've seen in a while from a treasure map. But as far as treasure map, you don't really need to pay too much attention to it. Essentially, just do it for speed, get your maps done. I'll post a video in the top right for any of you who haven't seen it earlier on how to actually farm maps and all of that. Doing that this week would actually be a pretty good payoff since you get extra rewards for doing so during the treasure hunting, since you're going to be getting the event gems every 10. They don't actually show every 10 that you get them, like the little gems, but they do show at the end of the battle, which I will show as soon as we actually get to... Oops, I could have taken it 5 times. Well, it doesn't matter too much. But as soon as we get to the end of the battle, we'll show that. And yeah, every 10 turns equals 1 gem. You need 250 of them this week to get every single reward. Not really too worth it if you don't want to spend all your times doing maps. But if you're a newer player, I would definitely advise it, because you'd be able to gain a lot more resources than you normally would, which will give you a nice kickstart, and you wouldn't have to worry as much about falling behind, since you wouldn't be gaining levels during the time. As you can see there, well, not anymore because it just got blurred, but we got 38 turns, which means we will end up getting 3 of the gems right there. There we go, 38. So we end up getting 3 of that, all the normal resources, and yeah, you can get all of your gems that way for all of the little rewards, mainly just gems and a few keys this week. It's the only thing really of too much interest in all of that. And one last thing to show, there is a kind of okay-ish team to use with all humans this week. It is Knight Coronet, Queen Jezebel, Merchant Prince, and Bonnie Rose. This technically covers every color, because you can -1 to banner, plus Knight Coronet removes all purple off of its ability. So essentially what we do here is we have a tanky Knight Coronet, we cast Queen Jezebel on it, making it even tankier. We throw down the Knight Coronet, hopefully for a kill. Merchant Prince will cast once, and then give Bonnie Rose the kill capabilities, and then we just go on from there. So yeah, let's get into the battle. If you do not have, actually, I don't think there's replacements for almost anything in this team, actually, now that I think about it. Almost every troop in this team is mandatory. Luckily, everything other than Queen Jezebel is pretty easy to have. Because that's only an ultra rare. Well, I guess the epic might be a little bit harder, but yeah. Not quite sure what you would actually replace the Bonnie Rose with, now that I think about it. I mean, not the Bonnie Rose, sorry. Well, the Bonnie Rose too. There's nothing you can replace Bonnie Rose with. I don't think you can replace out the Queen Jezebel either. One thing I was going to try doing with this earlier was do Amnesia into this kind of team. But I don't think it was really worth it, so I didn't even bother. But we'll just throw that down. That gives us Knight Coronet. We then just throw down the Knight Coronet, and boom, we get a kill. It just webbed the most useless thing it could possibly do. I would try getting his ability off to go show it, but it's pretty self-explanatory what it does. Let's see. Will he silence himself? That's amazing. He gets web and silence. He's just trying to completely disable our ability, so we cannot use it. Well, let's just wait it out then. I do want to show his ability. Is kind of the whole thing that got added. Of course, pretty self-explanatory. Just gets Pleasure Gold. It's the standard plus formation. You use it just like Soothsayer and any of the other kind of troops like that. Come on. Come on. He's just going to say silence the entire time. Okay, let's just throw down a Knight Coronet and go from there. Come on. Remove your silence. And just so there's no more status effect, let me go kill this thing. There we go. Wow, Knight Coronet hitting so much. We need blue or brown. We'll go take our brown. But yeah, all we have to do now is aim this at a bunch of reds. Just find an area that has a huge number of reds. This looks like a nice area right there. And then boom, gold just got maxed out instantly. So yeah, that is the power of him, the Merchant Prince. Basically, 1 cast equals max gold. And now, of course, we have a 1-to-2 boost ratio on our Bonnie Rose, which in many instances will be a one-shot once you have hit max cash stack. Not to mention, he does get Merchant. This troop is also an ultra rare, so it actually is viable to get the Merchant, because this only costs 3 brown-blue arcane trait stones if he was actually an epic, which is what the current color is. But he actually is base ultra rare, so it only costs 3. If he was an epic, it would have cost 12 to get all the way there. But since he's only an ultra rare, it is worth getting the Merchant on this. Some of them it's not really worth doing it on. Like, for example, Lil Johnny is an epic who has a Merchant trait, I believe, on his second trait. I actually don't remember. I don't recall. But he costs a lot more trait stones to do. But Merchant Prince, pretty cheap to be able to get his Merchant, which is pretty nice. And then we just throw to Bonnie Rose, and then boom, and just kill it out. So there you go. One other thing I didn't really mention, but Queen Jezebel fully traded also gives 2 armor to all humans every single turn, which is helping to make that team quite a bit tankier as well. But yep, that's pretty much everything that you need to know about this event. If you still have any other questions, feel free to leave it in the comments section below. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Also, happy 4th of July tomorrow for any of you who I might not be around, because I probably won't be able to do too much tomorrow. So happy 4th of July now. Just want to state that. And yeah, have a good day.